Okay, everybody, this is my first YouTube video attempt here. I kind of want to do a weather brief type of thing. I know that there's a lot of folks that are doing weather videos. Some of them are very educated and know a lot about weather. I know quite a bit about it too. Some of them talk funny. I talk funny too. So I'm like, why can't I do one? I want to kind of take a little different approach here, though, and kind of show you how to do your own weather brief, how you can get a good forecast and dig in deeper and learn more about what's going on if you're a weather geek like I am. And maybe we'll do more of this. We'll see how it goes. But usually every day I like to do a 15 or 20-minute brief every morning just to see what's going on. And then, of course, I'll do it a lot more if there's really a lot of stuff going on in my area. And, it's entirely up to you. But I mean, instead of depending on anybody else to post a video or the little thumbnail things you get on your smartphone, it's just great to find out a lot more stuff. So I'm going to kind of show you here basically what I do. First place I like to start is the good old National Weather Service. This is the main NOAA website, which just kind of shows you the overview of the United States and what's going on. And as you can see here, we've got some blizzard warnings out in the Sierra area of the California. There's a major storm that's going to be moving in off the Pacific. So we're going to kind of use this here to structure the brief today. We'll kind of pretend that we live in that area. So what we can just do right now is just click on that blizzard warning area. This will bring you right into that local forecast area. And here we're going to kind of pretend, here we see, of course, there's all the cities in California. Here's the warning. Other warnings, I mean, you can just drill down what you're really interested in, but we're going to pretend that we are right kind of around the South Lake Tahoe area. Let's pretend we live there. So this brings you to the National Weather Service out of Reno, which is who covers that area. Here, of course, this will bring up your detailed forecast. You click almost to your street level, and you will get this detailed forecast for that area. You can read through that. Um, that might be enough for you if that's all you're looking for is just a good weather forecast. But, if you're a geek like me, you're going to want to go much deeper. The next place is this zone area forecast down here and additional forecast information. Click on that and you will get your county forecast, which here is for the greater Lake Tahoe area. This will give you kind of a second opinion, more polished forecast. And boy, this is really something here. They do, of course, have a blizzard warning in effect. If you click on that, it'll give you all the details on that. But man, look at this here, 4 to 10 inches tonight, 9 to 17 inches tomorrow. We're looking at winds up to 50 miles an hour with gusts on the ridges up to 120 miles an hour. Can you imagine several feet of snow? I mean, man, you're definitely going to need chains to get around up in that high country if you're even going to get around at all. But this shows you all the area for all the weather for this area. You can look at this more local weather tab here, and this will bring you up other observations of what's going on right now. We see some light snow at Tahoe right now, just a southeast wind at 7. But of course, this is Wednesday early morning, so there's not much going on yet. Now, here's where things get interesting for the geeks. I hope you know about this, but you click on this forecast discussion tab. This is where they really will describe what's going on behind the scenes, why they're forecasting what they're forecasting, and gives you a good idea of the upper level support and all that stuff. This is usually broken up into a short term, a long term, and an aviation section of the forecast. And you really learn a lot of stuff if you read these things and learn how to. Now, sometimes they'll be kind of on the technical side, but you'll see all of these, a lot of the words in here are highlighted in blue. So if you click on that, it'll kind of give you like a dictionary of what it's about. Like here, of course, in aviation, they're talking about blizzard. Click on blizzard and it'll bring up a little box that will show you what a blizzard means. That's 3 hours or longer, sustained wind or frequent gusts to 35 miles an hour or greater, considerable falling and blowing snow, reducing visibility of less than a quarter mile. That's the definition of a blizzard. And as you can see by that, A lot of people don't understand it, but blizzards don't necessarily mean you're going to get a ton of snow. A lot of it is just about blowing snow. In fact, there can really be no snow at all. But if you've got high enough winds, 35 miles an hour, and where you're going to have those visibility issues, it doesn't mean you're going to get 3 feet of snow, but they're going to get a lot of snow out here too. Again, you can read into this as much as you want or as little as you want. Don't be intimidated by these discussions. Some of them are kind of technical, but the more you read them, the more you understand it. Maybe I'll talk more about that in future videos, what some of their abbreviations mean and stuff like that. But anyway, here's what you do with the National Weather Service. Now, the next place I like to go is because I like to see weather maps. I like to go to Weather WPC, which is the Weather Prediction Center. That's another division of the National Weather Service that used to be the HPC. They do a lot of precipitation forecasting, but they have a lot of good maps on here. And like now, we're going to look at the day 1.5 to 2.5, which will show us just the next day or so of weather maps. And here we're seeing 18 Zulu for Wednesday afternoon. That's approximately 1 p.m. Eastern. So you can figure that's 3 hours less for the West Coast. So again, if you're in California, you see a lot of precipitation moving in at this time. The dark green is rain likely, but you can see precipitation in the Sierras. Blue is snow. You can see all the strong pressure lines here with a very strong low out into the Pacific, which will be moving in. The energy from this system is what's going to track across the southern part of the United States and then emerge out here in the Oklahoma area and then be the weather event for the central and eastern coast this Saturday through Sunday, as that thing kind of is expected to track the way it's looking right now through Kentucky and then out off the East Coast. And that's going to have a lot of energy with it. It's looking to be a bigger storm than last weekend's was, but it's still too early to tell until this thing moves into the United States and can be sampled by the Upper Air Observation Network and stuff like that. We'll have a better handle on what it's going to do. But you can see here now, as we go forward, this is this evening. This is the wee hours of tomorrow morning. You can see that low coming in into the western United States. Early Thursday morning, the front associated with this low is moving well inland into California at that time. But look at all the precipitation. Here's a lesser event that's going to be moving through the central and east. This isn't the main event. That's not going to come until late in the period. We swing up here to Friday morning. Here you see the system that's hitting California right now. The energy from that will be emerging in Colorado early Friday morning. This is what's going to be the weekend event for the central and east. So that kind of shows you that. Now, they also do a lot with precipitation here. If you click on the QPF now, you're going to see a lot of precipitation forecasts. And these are in various time periods. Let's just click on the first one here, just for kicks. That's for today. If we bring that up, that is valid from this morning to tomorrow morning. And look at all this precip out there in the Sierra Nevada where they got them blizzard warnings. Looking at the key, that's red. That's like 2.5 inches, 3 inches of liquid precipitation in the Sierras. So you can see that's clearly several feet of snow that's going to be coming into that area, as well as just a lot of general good rainfall over much of California and even Washington and Oregon. Now, we can look here at the 7-day, which is kind of interesting. If we click on a 7-day now, this is from this morning running through next Wednesday morning. And this kind of gives you a good idea. Of course, there's other systems that will be involved here, but this kind of gives you a basic idea just of what this system is going to do as it hits California over the next couple of days and then emerges out east toward the weekend. Again, look at all of this precipitation in California. Look at this Sierra. That's 4 or 5 inches. Oh my goodness. And look out here in the east. I mean, this is a hunk of precipitation out here too. Southern Indiana, that's up in the 2-3 inch mark. Now, a lot of this is going to be rain, probably from Tennessee, North Carolina southward. But that's one of the things that needs to be ironed out about this yet. Where is the rain snow line going to be? But take northern Indiana for example. Right around South Bend, they're looking like they're pretty close to the half an inch at least amount there, which would be conservatively 5 inches of snow. But that's just assuming a 10 to 1 ratio. I mean, it'll probably be greater than that. So, I mean, you could easily say there 5 to 10 inches is not out of the question for South Bend and the southern suburbs of Chicago. Again, as we get closer, that will become more apparent. But this is a fun place just to get an idea of that. Now, I'm also going to show you another area where you can get that kind of information, and that is pivotal weather. If I can find it here. Where's my pivotal weather at? Okay, here we go. Pivotal weather homepage. Here you can really delve into the models, but we're just going to look at one. We're going to look at the GFS. And again, now this is for 1 o'clock Eastern today, Wednesday, what is today? The 16th. My goodness, the month's already half gone. And you can see all these pressure lines. Look at this big monster moving in. But what we're going to do here now is just kind of play with this. And let's just go forward to when this whole thing is over after the end of the weekend. Let's see, there's early Monday morning. Let's go a little bit farther back than that. Here's Sunday afternoon's map where you see the big system then kind of leaving the east and the central. And what we can kind of look at here though now is go into winter weather, and we're going to look at the total accumulated snowfall. Now there's several options here. You got the 10 to 1 ratio. You have the Kuchera, which is another way of calculating snow depth out of liquid precip. But we're just going to look at this simple 10 to 1 ratio here. And this shows through the whole run of the model what the amounts are going to be. So this kind of gives you an idea here now of what's going to happen between now and late Sunday afternoon. And now as you move your cursor over these areas, it'll actually give you a total. So here, like northern Indiana, we're seeing 4 inches over South Bend. But look out here in Pennsylvania, 17 inches in northern Pennsylvania, 13 inches in central New York, 17 inches around, New Hampshire, Vermont. Look out here in California, up in the Sierra, 35 inches here at one place. This is somewhere a little northwest of Lake Tahoe. Let's see, I saw 40 here somewhere, 40 inches. Now, of course, keep in mind, this is just a GFS model. And this is just what it is forecasting as of its latest run. Now, this is going to be changing. To really nail this down, you would look at a whole bunch of the models. You would look at the whole suite of ensembles that are run by these various models. But for our purposes, it's just enough to get an idea here of what it kind of looks like may happen. Just to get a rough idea. And we're getting close enough to the weekend now where it's looking pretty certain that somebody's going to get snow out of this. Somebody's going to get a lot of rain out of this. And see, we can do the same thing here with the rainfall now too. This is the snowfall part of it. But if we go to surface and precipitation, we can just look at the good old QPF here, total accumulated QPF. This is just looking at the liquid that's going to fall between this morning and Sunday afternoon. And again, out here in the Sierra, we're looking at 5 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. That's all liquid precipitation. Even down here, it looks like around the LA area, we're seeing 2 inches. We're seeing this 3400s. It's very variable in California due to the mountains and hills and valleys and all that kind of thing. But still, you can zero in on your particular area. Here now looking in Alabama, 2 inches. So, I mean, this is going to paint a pretty good swath of precip through here. And that's how you do that. So I think I pretty much covered what I really wanted to here, just to kind of show you how to do your own weather brief and get an idea what's going to happen. You hear everybody talking about these different things and, what's going to happen, and you can kind of do it for yourself. So that's all I really wanted to do. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, like and let me know. I might do more of this stuff, maybe on a new, more regular schedule. Maybe talk more in detail about what some of these things mean, like the forecast discussions, and really dig in there and kind of, let you know what's going on so you can kind of learn just for yourself how to do your own weather briefing and or forecasting if you want to do it and take it that far. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this was of some value whatsoever, or at least of humorous content. Have a good afternoon. May see you again later. Thanks.